I'm Patty McGann.
I'm Dylan Leonard.
And this is our senior project, grad track.
So what we did was, well, this is kind of like our mission statement, if you will. That's an effective way to track computer science graduates from St. Joseph's University. What we're trying to aim to do is, right now Mrs. Fazy, in order to track all of the alumni and all the graduates, she has to do a lot of work with inputting all of your information into an Excel spreadsheet, and she just has to manually do that. And as you can tell, a lot of graduates, so it gets kind of time consuming. It's not the most effective way and efficient way to do it. So we're trying to automate that process a bit.
So our client for this project was Mrs. Fazy, and so the requirements we got from her, we had a meeting in the beginning of the semester, was she wanted admins or alumni to be able to create accounts and update their own information and edit. So if they got something wrong or changed it, they can do that. Also, with having an account reset and forget passwords. And she wanted to be able to export all information to an Excel spreadsheet then that she could print out or take to meetings specifically, so she'd have all the information. She also wanted to make sure all the information is secure. If we're going to ask people personal information, we want to make sure it's secure. And also access to the newsletter. So why we chose an e-commerce website was we really wanted to make it simple and secure. Like I said, if we're going to ask alumni and especially computer science people to give information, they need to know that random people aren't going to get like their address or all their job information. We also wanted to make sure it was easy to navigate and fast. We're asking people to take time out of their day to do this, so we don't want to have any errors where they just not do it. So the aspects of the website design was it was just HTML, and then we used PHP to get the information from our database, CSS styling, and then we had a MySQL database, which we had 6 tables. The main one was account with email, password, security questions. Admin was just a yes or no, and we'll get to that later. And then there is week tables for degree, address, internship, and job. So you could have more than one degree. Address was optional. Internship, company, position you have there, start, end date, internship comments, what you thought about it. And those all use the foreign key from the email in the account. And we also created a table for a newsletter, but afterwards we've realized that actually the newsletter is on the computer science website, and it just, the name is always just changed to current. So it's easier just to pull it from that, but we kept it in there in case she wants to create a database of all the newsletters.
So with the e-commerce website, again, what I said, one of the most important parts is security, and then going into career field in security after I graduated, this was something I was really interested in. So 2 most important parts of security with regard to websites, confidentiality and integrity. You can see here, confidentiality has to do with people being able to access your information or being able to access someone else's information, and then integrity involves changing or altering that, be it maliciously or not. So these were the 2 main things that I wanted to make sure that couldn't be broken in our program. So keys to confidentiality. Basically, the be-all, end-all answer to confidentiality is to have an HTTPS connection. I'm going to assume that most of you have signed into like an online bank or something like that, where you see in the top left of the address bar, it's HTTPS. That's basically ensuring that all information that's sent over the network is encrypted and can't be viewed. So that was the main goal. Talk more about that in a second. Additionally, we encrypted all the passwords that we stored in the database, so that even if I go and view in the back end what the passwords are for an account, I can't see what your password is. It just comes up as garbled mesh. And then session tracking to make sure that users can't access pages farther than they've logged in. So, for instance, you have to log in order to get to farther and farther pages. So, with the certificate, with HTTPS connectivity, you have a certificate, and the certificate is usually signed by a big company like VeriSign or some other certificate authorities, and you have to pay money for them to issue you a certificate for your website. It's usually $2,000. Unfortunately, I don't have that budget. So the next best thing for me was a self-signed certificate. And this is something that's not exactly secure, but it was just a good way for me to learn about certificates and how to implement them. So what I did was I made my own certificate. It's signed by me, and I verified that I'm a secure person. So what I did was I went to Tomcat, and I set it up to open connection through this port. I think it's 88443 on my computer to look for that certificate. And then if it finds that certificate and if everything's valid, then it'll show that's a secure connection. So you can see here on Firefox what it tells you is the page you're viewing was encrypted before being transmitted over the internet. Encryption makes it very difficult for unauthorized people to view information traveling between computers. It is therefore very unlikely that anyone read this page as it traveled across the network. And this is the information on my certificate. You can see it was issued to me by organization, St. Joseph's University. It actually has the SHA 256 fingerprint and everything like that. And then you can see in the top left it does say HTTPS. Now, just because it has this, though, doesn't mean it's exactly secure. Because it's a self-signed certificate, who am I? I could be a hacker and make my own self-signed certificate. So, Firefox realizes this. They don't really allow self-signed certificates to make an HTTPS connection. I had to go into Firefox and actually input myself as a certificate authenticator. So this was my workaround for getting a secure connection, a pseudo-secure connection. If I had like an unlimited budget and we had thousands of dollars to buy a certificate, that's probably what we would have done. Keys to integrity. These are the other things that I wanted to make sure. Basically, anytime that you have a form on a website where people can input information, people can wreak havoc just by putting in SQL injection or scripts or things like that. So just made use of a lot of the PHP functionalities to make sure that users couldn't input malicious information into our forms. That's form sanitization. And form validation is basically just making sure that when I say put an email address, you actually put an email address and not some random thing that doesn't even look anything like an email address. So now we're going to give a quick demo of our website.
So this is our login page, and we wanted to keep it very clean and simple so they know exactly what they're doing when you get lost. So this is if you put in a wrong email address, one that's not it, it would ask you to enter another one. And then likewise, if you put in a wrong password, so. And then Dylan will talk about the new user.
Right, so if you don't have an account with us, you come to this registration page where it's basically a giant form to enter your information. So we decided to make Professor Rivera an account. So obviously enter your first name, your last name, your email, an optional alternate email, required password. Some of these forms are required, some of them are optional. His favorite band is NSYNC. So degree, you go to a date, and this date box will actually go all the way back until the very first day that St. Joe's was founded. So I went back and I did some research to make sure that anyone that potentially graduated from here.
And if you leave these, the two other internship or the job blank, it won't enter anything. It'll just enter the ones that you enter a company and title. So the comments are optional, and also the start and end date is. So if you're still at your current job, you wouldn't have an end date. Okay, so registration is successful, and then you can proceed to your profile. So this is your account information and everything you entered. There's a change password up there, so you can change your password. And then your degree and your address. And we didn't show the password, but you could change your password. So if you wanted to edit information, you click the edit information. And it auto-fills with what you already had. So you can, instead of having to start all over again, you can change what you previously had or add new things.
So now Professor Rivera is in the United States, and all 50 United States appear.
And then say he wants to add another job. And since if you had 2 internships already, a third would fill in the bottom, so you could enter a new one or make your corrections or changes to your elements.
Again, all these forms, especially the comments box, that's a big area where potential hackers could wreak havoc by putting in scripts that say delete all of our information. They're all sanitized to make sure that if you put in a slash or something like that, or especially like a greater than or less than sign, it'll just remove it.
It's now in Maryland. And then it's going to, we also put links at the top. So the links, if you hover over them, they change colors, and then they also go to the link to the CSS department website, and then also the newsletter. And then anytime you see the logo, you can sign out or log out, and it'll take you back to the original main page. And so if you forgot your password, you could just click on the forgot password. So you would have to enter your username first. And then it would ask you your security question. So if you got it wrong, it should take you back and you got the answer. And then it asks for a new password and then to confirm it. So say you put in two that went the same. It would take you back to your security question. Or if I got it wrong. And now you can log in like this. So now I put in a new password and log into my profile. And then also it's example, I think, yeah, I'm going to do an example of how to delete one. So you would just delete the company name and the position. And then just hit edit, resubmit. And now I just have the one. And then we also wanted to make an admin page for Mrs. Fazy to go to. So if you log out, it will check the email address when they sign in. So if they're an admin, it would take them to the admin page instead of the user profile page. So this is the admin page, and we have a search bar. So she can search through the entire database, whether it's name, company, or position. So if she's looking for me, you can find, put in, and it starts as soon as you do whatever. We use the like with the percent signs. So whatever is close to that was. And so, or she types in Lockheed Martin, and everyone that had an internship or job at Lockheed Martin comes up. And we also wanted to give her the option to delete someone. So if she clicks on that and make sure she wants to, so it'll delete them from every database.
This is helpful if, say, a student comes to the computer science department and says, I'm interested in being a software engineer or a game developer. She can search game developer, and anyone that has a position that was either an intern or has a job as a game developer will come up, and we'll be able to contact them to get information with them.
And then this, we had a button at the top that was export Excel, so it just prints out the entire admin.php, and you can copy and paste it, and then just open Excel. Just do select all, and then paste. Kind of the simplest way to do it without having to create a file on MySQL. And then it's all right there. And she can print that out, take that to her meetings.
So at a later date, and we kind of ran out of time, we really would like to add email verification, which is basically when you make an account, it sends you an email with a link basically to confirm that this is a real email address. Additionally, like I talked about before with certificates, we could do that. That'd be great and really increase the security. We would like for admins to be able to add other users as admins. Right now, the only way to become an admin is for like one of us to go in the back end and basically hard code in that someone's an admin. And then it'd be nice if the admins could see a graphical representation of the data, say perhaps that we have this many past graduates and this many found employment right after graduation.
So any questions?
Were you also